We got formulas, 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 formulas. All right. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Marc, this is great work. This is really impressive. Does anyone want to watch me struggle with this? I already kind of did this. I don't need to fake struggle with this. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't clap. Okay. All right. Can you describe a bit the spreadsheet that you built and what were you trying to accomplish?
So the first thing is, Monday mornings we have a sales team meeting and we have to give a forecast. The second reason, I guess, was really just for a playground for me, somewhere for me to play with spreadsheets and formulas and trying to make them do the things that I want them to do. And so it does work, but it's clunky. And if I have to change anything, it's a pain.
All right, let's take a look at his Excel now. Here we have what Marc sent over. Let's poke around and see if we can figure out what he's built and how we can make it better. We have something called old dashboard, sales by Marc, dashboard data. Okay, we'll look at this in a second, and some lists. I'm gonna guess that this is feeding drop-down lists elsewhere. People often do this in Excel. Well, they'll just have a place where if you want to choose like from a drop-down, you have to put that list somewhere else. There's a status here. Looks like it's a drop-down. So status is potential, sale closed or discarded. I bet we're gonna find that in a list right here. And a little explanation of what those are. Commission. We got a juicy formula here. We'll dig in a minute. All right, and now we're gonna come over into dashboard data. What do we have going on here? We have a month. It's not from a drop-down, it's being imported. Closed. We got formulas, 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 formulas. All right, so this dashboard is all formulas except for the month from the look of it. But let's actually go look at that old dashboard. He's not using it anymore, but he did include it in here, and it might give me insight into what he is trying to get out of these dashboards and what's important to him. So if we go to this old dashboard, we can see total sales for February. Okay, so he was doing a dashboard by month. That is less efficient than just having every row be a different month. Okay, what are the actual tables we need? So one of the things I like to do in Grist is to have sort of like, what do I need to build before I start building anything to make sure that everything makes sense? I'm thinking through what is the solution that I am building. So now we're over in Grist. I'm gonna do, I call it a meta table, a structure table, a planning table. You can call it whatever you want. Let's just have a table of sales, of salespeople, sales reps. I want a table of products, table of customers, just because this is going to make your life a little bit nicer in the future. Main thing I want here is to have a drop-down list of customers that I am referencing so I can group them together more easily and not have like slight misspellings. So this dashboard, I think we're just basically going to recreate this in Grist. We're going to group sales by month and we're going to make that automated. But I'm going to do that with a summary table or a pivot table. Would be another term for it. There was something about annual quotas. If it changes by year, let's put annual quotas, I think, in a table. Yeah. A table for annual quotas. So we have a giant nested if statement. Actually, hold on. Is it true that, yeah, it's bigger here. Okay. Oh, dear Lord. Let's figure this out. Okay, so we need a table of commissions. So let's go back to Grist. So we have a table of commissions. All right, I'm gonna select the Excel, I'm gonna open it. Every single sheet on that Excel is gonna be something that I could import. I wanna skip the old dashboard, it's not useful. This one I do wanna bring in, make it a whole new table. This I'm gonna recreate in Grist. This I'm gonna handle in Grist. So I'm really just importing the sales table. Okay, so notice there's a lot of blanks. We're gonna get rid of a lot of this. We don't need this, this is not good. In Grist, you want every row to be a particular thing. I'm just going to filter by the blanks and then delete all those rows and then get rid of the filter. All right, so here we have those 3 test sales. Here I'm spending a few minutes going through each column and making sure the data is the correct type and looks nice. All right, I'm gonna create a bunch of dummy data, clean this up a lot. In total, creating the tables and formatting the columns with the right data type and colors took about 20 minutes, and the part that takes the most time is this massive commission formula. We have a lot of commission information by project that's really important embedded in a formula. This means that if this changes, you have to go change that formula. So I want a way for Marc to just put in commission rates, update them every year as necessary, and not have to edit any formulas ever. In general, he should never be editing formulas as part of his usual workflow. And I just want to say, like, for Marc's purposes, this works. He is getting a lot of the data that he needs It's just annoying if a commission ever changes. We're going to make that a bit easier. Formulas. Okay, so it's a big formula. I'm going to do a little something. I'm going to give you a little cheat. I'm going to give you a little helper here because it's kind of scary. What if you one day fat finger this, or you thought you could edit it, and maybe you can, but then, you know, stuff happens and it's depressing. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about my formula traumas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually have the commission formula in a text column that I can copy and paste it. I'm going to use Markdown to make it a code block, and then I'm going to hide this. And I'm gonna have it here as a reference point. And this is big brain. For any scary formula, just like do this, especially if you're working in a team, because somebody one day is going to maybe affect it. I mean, you can stop them from doing it. You can not give them permission to edit formulas, but maybe they should edit formulas and then they mess up and they cry, and this will prevent the crying. So basically the commission formula, I have some instructions here. This is all marked down. Yay, so it's here, you know? If you ever lose that formula, don't fret not. You'll live. Didn't want to make you sit through just watching me do a bunch of formulas, but here's that final dashboard. So how does Marc work with this? Well, I'll be showing him how to work with it. All right, I'm excited to show Marc. Okay, why don't we dive in? I'd like to show you because I actually had a lot of fun doing it. I guess that makes me a spreadsheet nerd as well.
We are out there.
Yeah. So this is all dummy data. Everything here is made up, but we have orders. I just had ChatGPT make hundreds of rows, so I didn't have to worry about it. The commission rate here is now being calculated on a table that lists commission rates, which we'll get to in a minute. So instead of like editing it in that nested if statement, you're just adding values to a table. The really cool thing here is each one of these columns that has this symbol, this means it's referencing data in another table. So this is referencing a particular product. So here I have the products, and if you had the cost, you could automatically calculate that gross profit. So when I did a little bit of color coding, anything that's a yellow header, you put in, anything that's gray is a formula. You don't need to touch it. Okay. So that's a little bit of guidance there. That's nice and visual. And then the commission rate, it's looking it up based on, if we come over to commissions, this is also tied to a particular product. And what it's doing is two things. It's looking at the product, and then it's comparing the close date to the dates in this table to find which is like the correct or valid commission rate in case they change over time. So for example, reliable hardware, here I made up 18% in 2024, and then in 2025 it bumped up to 20, for example. This formula, I also added little helpers because there's a lot of ways to give it an error if you're missing a close date, if you're missing a product. So that's what I have here is instead of just giving you an error and then you might want to fix the formula, it'll tell you what's going on. It'll say in this case, it's because a close date is missing. In this case, it's because the product is missing. And I even made it so that I have no 2023 dates. So if I make this a 2023, table sorted, so it jumps down, it'll say that there's a missing rate in the commissions table. So it's going to tell you where to look if there's an issue. So that you hopefully don't have to be tinkering with the actual formula. So you're really just working here in this sales table, and in commissions, if something changes, add a new commission, and then everything else just automatically rolls up into this dashboard. You don't need to do anything else here. So now when I click on a particular year, I can see the months for that year. So if you wanted to sort of drill in and see what's happening, what do I have going on in March? What do I have going on in April? You can see what's coming down that pipeline.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. That's every Monday morning I have to do that. So
yeah, yep. So you can do it.
That's the piece of information that is, that's what the boss cares about. The rest of it's for me to track information, which is also helpful.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's the really useful part. This is the reporting part. And then you can just go into sales and use all of these filter buttons. Let me go back to all the dates. Use all of these filter buttons that I added up here. You could also add new ones for different columns if you wanted to look it up by type, by product, by account, and then just drill into this however you need. Yeah.
I like it.
You know something else I did? I always do in the beginning this thing I call like a meta table, which is when I'm first figuring out what it is. One of the quick things that I'll do is I'm thinking through. So as I was looking at your document, I was also writing, what are the actual tables? I need a table of sales, salespeople, products, commissions.
You forget, like, why did I do that? So to have those notes right in the document is helpful.
So I had fun building this. Like I said, the thing that brought me most joy, I would try to find one thing that is going to make your life a lot easier, and it's this commissions table. Not having all of this in a long if statement. So this was cool.
I was proud of that.
No, yeah. That's the thing. Okay, well, I'll share this with you. Thank you so much for coming on. This was, like I said, fun. It was a good first one. Feel free to share it with whoever you like. And if
Yeah,
somebody else has a different spreadsheet case, you can put them in touch with me and I'll see, if it's one that I'll take on.
sure. No, I really appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
So I'm going to create a column called need. So here I'm going to be adding things like tables, views, business logic, formulas. Like what do I need to make sure is included in the final solution? I don't like saying final solution. What is included in just the solution? Just the solution. We could just call it the solution. Cool. All right. History is cool, isn't it? The way it just ruins phrases. Okay. Whether or not it's been done in the solution, almost said final solution. In the solution,